Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. And I'm Paula, and this is the painting from last night. I'm still going to work on it a little bit more today. I have some good news. I may have mentioned before that I am really bad at waiting. Whatever virtues I may possess, patience is not one of them. I'm very sorry. I'm just really excited, okay? I just want to get started on things and finally have this comic in hand and have my novel done and out, everything printed and existing in real life and all that good stuff. And I just cannot wait. So I've heard back about a lot of that today. I asked some ladies in a group I'm in to pray for me, and they're apparently very good at it because I heard back about just about everything. Let's see. So I'll have one smaller commission to work on. I still have not heard yet what dimensions he needs that. I don't know if I need to look up what they would be myself. Or what exactly I need to do there. And I do need to look up some references for it. But we're getting somewhere, I think. So let's see. Let's make this a bit more of a natural transition here. Ack. Which I just failed at. Hang on. Let me fix that. Okay, I will come back to that and fix that a little. But I think that the proportion for the eyes is a bit better now. Let's see, I've got one commission that I'm working on. I've also heard back that my files for the printer for the comic arrived safely. It looks like they're formatted correctly at first glance. He'll get back with me sometime next week, and we will arrange things from there. But I have heard that they've arrived in good shape, so that's good. I kind of hate sending something off and not knowing whether the internet ate it or not. So I'm relieved. I think I'm gonna paint a little bit more color over here. Let's see. So that it's not just introducing gray for the shadows. It's going to be a bit more brightness in the shading. For however much sense that makes. Let's see, so Heard back on the commission, heard back on the status that things actually arrived, and I've heard back about my superhero novel. I got the notes for editing back today. I'm really excited to dig into those. I know that sometimes it's really hard to edit your work and to change things after you work so hard on them. On the other hand, I am really excited to be able to talk to somebody about ways to improve it. I'm just a little bit creatively isolated out here, and I just really am excited to to hear from somebody else who does editing. And I do try, I have not been very good at working on the virtue of patience, but I have had some success in working on the ability to take constructive criticism. When it's actually constructive criticism and not just somebody trying to make you feel bad about your work, but being able to tell when somebody wants to improve your work, when they're as excited about it as you are and they want to see more of it and they want you to get good at it for the purpose of finding more readers and pulling out more of the strengths of it. And there's going to be a few things that I'll be stubborn about, possibly forever, but I've learned to take criticism well, especially when it's meant well. And for me, it really kind of turns into an academic discussion. Like, I've finally gotten to the point where I can consider it at a distance, as if it's not even my work. Every now and then, when it comes to criticism, I do get a little frustrated if somebody's just stuck on one way of looking at what I've done. But that really doesn't happen often, and usually it's just a reflection of, like their genre preferences. Everybody's got things that they prefer when they read. And so everybody's a little bit biased to want to find more of their preferred genre and things. So that's one of the things that's really difficult when you're going into like a writing group. If you're a science fiction and fantasy writer and your writing group is made up of cozy mystery and romance writers, you are going to have a time getting advice that you can use. And it's not because these are bad genres, but it's because they're just different. The expectations are different. It's like, let's see. It's like looking at one creature and wanting another one, or like, I don't know. What are two foods that are both good but they look identical and they're really scary if you mistake one for the other one? I would say like tofu and cream cheese, except tofu is terrible. But yeah, you can mess with people like that. But yeah, if what you expect when you read something is not being served when you read something, even if it's a perfect example of the genre it is, then the advice you're going to offer for it is going to be a little bit off base. There's still some use you can get out of it, though. I've been trying to do a blog post, and I'm not feeling it. I need to do it, while the experience of having my crowdfund done is still fresh in my mind and everything. But I'm writing stuff and getting distracted and going off on tangents. And I don't know. I know I should write a blog. I need to. I will try to do that. Back out of that and blur this with this tool. Okay. Oh yes, and I have not gotten to reading yours yet. Why have I not? Oh yeah, because I need to open it on my computer, and this is the first time I've sat down here today. So yeah, sometimes it's really useful to go outside your genre to get advice. And also, yes, shiny squirrels. It's also really useful if somebody has been reading one genre, but there might be a chance that they'll like yours as well. Yeah, I was so distracted today. I couldn't get anything done. Although I did clean up the mess from baking that cake. Which, I guess that was an accomplishment. My kitchen was trashed. Okay, so I think I'm much happier with the way her neck looks. That looks much more natural. And I think I can deepen this shadow along the side of her nose. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it is good to read in more than one genre. As many as you can really get to. Yeah, whatever you can really get into reading. And sometimes things aren't compatible, but other times you can be surprised by what you can add in to bring depth into your own work. Yeah, I'm excited and nervous to see what these edits hold for me. I will get to reading yours. I do have work to do, which is better than not having work to do. Okay. Blend this out here so it doesn't look like a smudge on her face. And keep in mind where the light's coming from. Yeah, I didn't get to go to Free Comic Book Day this year. We had a little trouble just getting done with stuff and getting out of the house. But there's next year. the character's looks on yours? I feel like I'm still trying to get a handle on Becca here. I mean, I really love the way Mia's interpreted her, but it's a little bit different to try to capture her with painting. And I already know I can't really do the same sort of line art. Not without a lot more practice. Let's see. Yeah, I can darken a good bit more of that. Torrin's already got fangs. I don't think Becca needs them as well. Oh, there goes autosave. Okay. I need to lighten this up with... Why is this skipping around? There it goes. Bit more of a transition there. Okay. So I think I've got her skin tone to a nice, realistic variation. There's still a little bit more I want to do to it. I forgot my blue blocker glasses. Okay. Yeah, I need to actually be able to sleep. Okay. Hands, I don't know if today's going to be a good day to do those. Let's see. What else? Now I'm trying to skip around a little bit on what I'm working on. Yeah, the parts of the painting that are acceptable to use to warm up. Hands are not. Hands, you need to be pretty good and warmed up. But I think I can do a little bit of shading. So my new schedule for the art stream is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm taking off Wednesdays and the weekends. Wednesdays I'm not here, and weekends my kids have a good argument for staying up a little later. So I can't really guarantee that I'll be here at, whatever my last time was that I said, 9:05, 9:10. And it's really a lot simpler to say one time on most days. Really, it's simpler to say one time every day. But if you can't have that, it can at least be at one time most of the days. And not have to think and remember, oh, well, it was this other time on Fridays and this other time on Saturdays. There's a restaurant around here that it's the guy's name, and it's his name, Family Restaurant. We always joke that it's just for his family because we never know when it's open. It's never open at the same time 2 days going. So he only opens for his family is what the joke is. It's really hard to be consistent. Let's see. I think I'll come back in and add more to his mane later after I get this arm done. Because the line's going to extend out over the arm, and that's going to be a little tricky. I don't want to have to paint around it. Okay. I might be warmed up enough to at least get this arm to match this one. Let's see, we can go with a bit more of a pinker shade across the back of the hand. And at the base of the wrist. And then this shade that's more of a yellow to blend with it. Across the backs of the fingers. And we'll use blur rather than blend just to start off. So I want to keep some of the original lines in there. Alright, and now I can change over to back to our regular skin tone. I think I got that a little bit too vivid of a color. And now I can even that out. We'll see how it looks with blend. I just want to give it enough of a warm undertone. Skin tones are just really complex. And I like blending them out to see what they would look like. Let's see. This thumb right here looks good. I like this line of the shadow that comes to a point right here. That looks right. The thumb is a little short. I'm going to try and draw that out in the right direction. And while I have this lighter color, I need to do the fingertips. Give a suggestion where the nails belong. And if I can zoom in on that a little more. Come on, there it goes. I'm gonna have to set up my tablet or my pen or something to zoom in instead of trying to do it with the mouse, because the mouse is driving me nuts. Or squirrels. Alright, so you can see here this line across the palm of the hand, and the base of the thumb is looking good. I really don't want to change anything at all about this area, which, yeah, I'm about guaranteed to accidentally paint over it, now that I've said that. And see, this thumbnail is going to come out at this angle. That's about where the crease of the thumb's going to be. Alright, I think I can darken this in right here, where the shadow goes. It doesn't need to have such a definite outline for the whole thing. So I'm going to work with it to add in the pink and the lighter color for, actually that needs to be a much lighter color for the very tip of the nail. And blend that with something very fine. So if the fingernail here can add the definition that I need, then that'll get rid of this line on the thumb. So There, she's still got nice nails at this point. She hasn't been living that rough for very long. And then I'll need to blend this in gently. And I may have a little too much shadow under this nail, so I'm going to try and paint it over without destroying anything I've done. Okay, I still don't really like what a definite line I have going on right here, but I can come back to that. So her thumb looks human and the rest of her hand, it looks like a blob of paint. I think I can get somewhere with this. Let's see. There's going to be a crease across her palm because her hand is flexed somewhat. And I will probably erase or paint over a piece of this right here to follow the line of her finger more. That does not need to be as thick as it is. Okay, let's see, I'll need to remember to bring out a little bit of the lighter shade right here across this top knuckle, the creases in her hand, without adding too many lines and aging her hands. Let's see. We'll lighten up this bit for the end of her fingernail in the nail bed. And this is probably all going to be in the trim space. I don't even know why I'm bothering with this so much, other than the fact that I do need to practice painting hands. I may spend the rest of my life needing to practice painting hands, because there's that much to learn about them. It's just a little bigger. Okay, squirrel. Lost track of what I was doing. I wanted to go to this one, go smaller, go across the top of the nail bed and along the side. That does need to be more definite. And I need to paint over a little bit more here, I think. Yeah, right in there. Something about the shape is starting to go wonky. Now, I don't think that it's the thickness of the finger that's wrong, but I think I've contoured it a little too much right here. So let me go back. And blend that back in. See if that fixes it. I can lean back and not fall on my chair. And also this top line needs a little narrowing. See, it starts off really good here at the top. That first knuckle, and then okay. So I think that looks a bit better. And let's see. Okay, so the hands have improved a good bit, or at least this one has. Yeah, I'm slowly building up more detail. And of course, when I finish this, the main figure, I'll do a layer with the background, which will have well, let's see, there's a campsite in about issue 3, I think. So plans to print issue 1 are underway. I'll have more to say about that next week. I don't know which day next week, but I have heard that it'll be next week. And you know, I really try not to be a pest, but I did ping him on Twitter and just to sort of check and make sure that the files got there, which they did. We're good. I mean, I did get a confirmation that they did, but it's not the same. See, add in a little bit more shadow before I gotta go. And also I do think that her eyes are a little too bright, that I need to come in here and do a good bit of shading, like in the eyeball, which is funny. But there is a slight amount of shading that is appropriate in the eye. Okay. That might be everything I need to work on tonight. I have a few things to look up for my next commission. I am still open for commissions. I don't expect this one that I'm on right now to take very long. And if you want to know more about the status of my comic, you can subscribe to my newsletter at www.otherrealmstudio.com. And let's see, I don't send out many newsletters, but when I do, I try to make them, good ones with lots of news and interesting things about what I'm working on. So, thank you for keeping me company. I appreciate you so much. And good night. I'll see you in the other realm.